Hello everybody and welcome to the vlog. Legally Naiya. Legally Naiya. And today is another bar prep coaching session. I'm recording my session today because we are deeper and deeper into bar prep, and I just want to talk about some of my performance scores with the students that I have. So at this point, probably everybody has taken their stimulated exam, but from the beginning of when any student approached me, I put them on a plan on learning the foundation first and then going to practice questions and the strategy on how to get better. And every student that I tutor right now for bar coaching has literally started with their stimulated exam at a 65%. A 65% is literally what they tell students to enter on bar exam day. And that is what my students are starting with from the jump. And we have 40 days left at this point. And they already took their stimulated before this day. So we got this information probably like last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. And they've been targeting ever since with the strategies that I have to get better. My whole point of becoming a bar coach is to enhance performance because a lot of people know things, but they don't know how to catch the holes, how to improve, and how to get better. And the strategy you use to go from knowledge to application is very important. So when it comes to MBE, a lot of our discussions are less about that anymore. And we really I still talk about it to make sure their scores are increasing, to still know what their holes are, but they're now averaging out. And I could only foresee that getting stronger, which is crazy because when I did MBE and I did my first stimulated on the Barbary program, on your course program, I was basically a person in the 40s because before that, when I did early start just to learn the information by watching videos, but without really recalling and knowing it and knowing the strategy on answering questions and starting that, it's hard to score well on that stimulated. So then after this, people come to me and they're like, I need help. But it's like, this is the importance of coming to bar prep coaching beforehand, because as you can see, my students are starting off with what people are aiming for going into bar day. And now with essays have already began improving. They know their rule statements because that's something else that I prioritized. They know their rule statements. We discuss methods on learning the rules, but the real method is how to apply essays. And that comes down to format, analysis, structure, and knowing the rules. Knowing the rules is only step one. Everything else is how you get a very well scored essay. And most people go wrong on the analysis part, and a lot of people don't even know that they're going wrong on the analysis because they'll be like, oh no, I know the right conclusion. I know where you're supposed to go, you're supposed to get the right answer. But the problem isn't knowing the right answer. The problem is also writing the answer the bar wants and the structure they want, and that's where people go wrong, and that's what I teach. How to structurally write your essay, even sentence by sentence, the way the bar really wants it to be. And the method I have for that, we are like getting there. The essay improvement is crazy. I think today I'm going to give my last big final piece on essay advice, and we're already at Florida Multiple Choice, which we're going to really dive in soon. We've already been starting Florida Multiple Choice slowly, but now the MBE scores are up, essays are becoming stronger, valid. Florida Multiple Choice is the last piece. So this is why you need a bar coach, because it's not just about knowing information, it's about how to keep the information alive for months, how to keep retaining it, and performance. I go based off scores. I can't tell somebody that they're gonna do good if I see their scores and it's not where they need to be. And I feel like it's my job as the bar coach to make sure your scores get to where you need to be. So welcome to another student session today. And this student already has good MBE scores. Essays are getting strong. Just a couple pieces of advice for today. And then we've already been doing Florida Multiple Choice, but we're going to drill that at the 40-day mark even more now. See y'all soon.
Even when I'm sitting there alone all by myself, it's different when I think you might be with somebody.
Hello everybody, today was such a great bar prep coaching session.
Period.
I'm always glad when I feel this way. I am somebody who goes based off results, and yeah, like I love when I see my students succeed. I love when they gain their confidence. I love it. One of my students today literally told me how she feels like she's too confident in MBE. And I told her it's okay to be confident, but make sure you're still practicing so that your confidence got some basis. But I love seeing them grow their confidence during this exam. This was around the point where I started having a lot of confidence, which is why I say, guys, it's so important to come to me early on because I can give you like a proactive approach to how to like make sure you're mastering the exam versus like we're playing catch up and I can get you to as best as where you need to be. And that's why I don't think I'm ever going to be a bar coach who's going to be that person who's like, every single person is going to pass through me, which every single person who comes to me in the beginning most likely can pass with effort and keep looking at results and absent testing factors and testing day and nerves of a person and, you know, where their mind goes during an exam. But at least we can have consistent scores leading to exam day where you consistently pass on an MBE before the exam. You consistently wrote good essays before an exam. You consistently had good multiple choice scores before the exam. That's how I know that I did my part. One thing I will say though is like come to me, but that's why I say like I am willing to help anybody get to the best of where they could be strategy wise if you are a dedicated hardworking student. But we do run the risk together of shortfalls because some things should have just been started earlier, but I do have methods to try to make sure a person is literally strong from the beginning or strong from where I meet them at and just try to get them to a passing place quickly. But today's session was really good. Something I like about doing bar prep now and the methods I implemented early on is that now my students are all doing really good at MBE and they're just practicing. They're getting even better at essays. Every single student knows what they need to do. It's to the point where they can look at their own essay and tell me this wasn't a good because of this. I needed to fix this. The analysis here was because I ran out of time. They're telling me now where they went wrong and the format and this format in the sentence, and they are literally able to recognize that. And even a student today told me like, I see there's layers to this essay. It's not just knowing the rules. It's not just this and that. There's blue herrings in the facts. And she's starting to pick up on how this test is really testing you. And this is when you reach flow state, when you understand MBE, when you really see the nuances in essays and you can write one and you know the tricks to essays, and also you practice and you understand and you perform well on Florida multiple choice. And we have 39 days to keep drilling in Florida multiple choice, keep creating methods, keep testing, and I'm proud right now. We're going to take this all the way to test day in July. For most of my students, it's going to be more like practice-based, increasing essays, giving more stimulated days, more feels, because they all really do have a great foundation and just keep building on that and building on test day performance. So it's crazy because this is just my first time being a bar coach and literally the results are already in the pudding. So book me at www.legallynaiya.com. If you are a future prospect student, I just want to say the earlier you come to me, the better. I would appreciate if you do early start. I would appreciate if you come to me at the beginning of your 10 weeks if that's what you want to do. Yes, it is harder starting on time because you're automatically starting with a 10-hour day in a program versus somebody who has a 4-hour day in the program, and we could prioritize more practice. So it's on you. It's on you. But regardless, my strategies are for a person starting early, starting in the middle, starting later, and trying to catch a person up based on how much performance. Every schedule is different based on where you're starting, where you're connecting, and it's really based on the individual person. And so that's why I offer individual strategic bar prep coaching based on you and your needs and where you need to catch up on and trying to get you as ready for bar day as possible. But if you want ultimate success with me, I'm telling y'all, come to me before early start. Come to me early with the bar. If you want to come to me right now, you can still come to me, www.legallynaiya.com. Legally Naiya. Legally Naiya.